Boom. What's up, you guys? It's Royce Jacob, and welcome back to Waves Capital. In this one, we are going to be talking about the White House Crypto Summit that is scheduled to take place tomorrow, Friday, March 7th, and why I think it's not a question of whether this is going to be bullish or bearish for Bitcoin. It's whether or not this is going to be bullish or, as the title implies, super bullish. Okay? I know the past few days since that initial announcement of the crypto strategic reserve, we made the video, have been objectively terrible. Okay, this is nothing like I think pretty much anyone would have expected given kind of the macroeconomic climate that we've entered. But just before we get to reading about this and before we dive into Bitcoin and why I think Bitcoin is poised, as well as Bitcoin miners, of course, are poised for a very, very big move in the distant future. I'm talking before mid-March, within the next week as of recording and posting this video. I do just want to say that I think that once this macroeconomic fear dissipates, I'm not saying that the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100 could continue to see some pain in the short term, which is why we've been hedged and why we continue to hedge with TQQ puts, TQQ puts in the Waves portfolio. Those things have been crushing it for us, and we remain hedged in case we do see more short-term pain. But there will always be diamonds in the rough. There will always be sectors that perform even in the wake of what you could call macroeconomic chaos, and there will always be a bull market somewhere. Okay. I think that crypto is going to be that bull market. I think in my mind, in the last one I said, it was clear that this momentum is bullish, that Bitcoin, primarily Bitcoin, and just the crypto markets in general have so much bullish momentum behind them. Again, the short term, volatile. Bitcoin has just fallen guilty by association. It's fallen prey to the macroeconomic fear and just kind of emotion that's plagued the markets. But I think that once this fear dissipates, and if you guys watch the members exclusive video that I just posted covering more about the macroeconomic backdrop, you'd know that I do think that the greater markets do actually bounce back. I think this is a temporary blip. And as I just said, even if things get a little more volatile, and by that I mean even if the major indices do fall further in the short term, I do think that Bitcoin will ultimately break correlation. I do think Bitcoin miners can outperform most sectors of the market. I think Coinbase, MicroStrategy, all the names that are popular within the crypto sector of the stock market will outperform most, even like Robinhood and some of the other growth names. And I think that this could be the catalyst. Okay, so before we get to reading this was actually just an excerpt from the newsletter that I sent out the other day. I covered this in yesterday's trade analysis newsletter. Scroll past that quick because I don't want to show you guys the full portfolio. But on that note, if you guys want these daily newsletters, if you guys want my daily flash trade newsletters, trade analysis, price targets newsletters where we go over charts, and of course, a complete breakdown of my entire personal portfolio, join the team. It's the first link in the description of the video. It's my complete portfolio, daily trade alerts, and email newsletters. You get that everything that this box here entails for $15 a month. You can pay $40 for every 3 months. Try it free for a week. I offer free trials because I'm confident in the product I provide. It has been a game-changing year at Waves Capital. We've been off to a very, very hot start in Q1 of 2025. And although these past few days have been, disappointing, I'm not worried. I still see very, very big things for most of the names in the portfolio, because it's not just Bitcoin miners. It is pretty heavily diversified. It is in the call options and common share portfolios. So again, if you guys want to join, welcome to the winning team. First link in the description. If not, no worries. Let's get to reading this. So here is just, a short and sweet excerpt from this article. You guys can look into it more if you want. I think this is all we really need to know for the sake of this video. Okay, so President Trump is set to reveal Bitcoin reserve strategy at the White House Crypto Summit. Key takeaways. President Trump is set to introduce a strategic Bitcoin reserve at the White House Crypto Summit, according to the U.S. Commerce Chief. The summit is part of the administration's efforts to establish the U.S. as a global leader in digital finance. President Donald Trump will announce plans for a strategic Bitcoin reserve at the upcoming White House Crypto Summit, scheduled for this Friday. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick told the Pavlovic today on Wednesday. The move aims to position the U.S. as a global leader in digital assets and blockchain innovation. According to Lutnick, the president envisions a strategic Bitcoin reserve as a key component of America's financial future. Quote, the president definitely thinks there's a Bitcoin strategic reserve, Lutnick said, adding that he expected a plan for handling crypto assets to be revealed on Friday. Okay, so I'll just read this because this summarizes my thoughts. I don't like to say that anything ever seems obvious, but geez, it seems pretty darn obvious that Bitcoin has some very strong fundamental momentum behind it. The White House Crypto Summit is scheduled to take place on Friday, and if the name itself isn't enough to make you bullish, then I'm sure the discussions to be had regarding the new U.S. strategic crypto reserve will. Okay, so Bitcoin again then went into a little price target action here. I'm just going to open up Bitcoin on the charts, get rid of this, and I want to talk to you guys about why I think this price target will be tested, why my personal favorite crypto trading, or just technical trading pattern in general, that really have allowed us to make the majority of our gains this year from a technical perspective, which we've been using for our profit targets, will come into play, and why I think this playing out will set the stage for a greater macro rally. So first things first, the longer it takes, said in yesterday's newsletter, the longer it takes, the better. Okay, I do think that the line of broken support on Bitcoin's prior ascending channel, sharp ascending channel at that, but you can see here, boom, we were in a very, very sharp ascending channel, primarily led by the little weekend rally, and then here was the news of the strategic crypto reserve. We broke below that line of support. We have yet to retest this line of support as a new resistance, okay? Now, we are sitting below multiple levels of longer-term resistance here, but I do think that those will ultimately be broken above because this is such a powerful technical trend and technical pattern that has such a high hit rate that I think and again, I do think that this strategic Bitcoin reserve or this White House crypto meeting, White House crypto summit could catalyze that. And again, the fundamental momentum behind Bitcoin and just the fact that it could start acting as a chaos hedge. It could act as like almost exactly that, a chaos hedge, an anti-investment relative to equities. And again, the thing about Bitcoin, it's not a company. Like even if there is a recession, Bitcoin isn't subject to financials. Bitcoin isn't subject to revenue from sales. Bitcoin is an asset of its own. It's gold. It's gold 2.0. It's digital gold. It's better gold, as I've always called it. And I do think that once this dust settles, once kind of the fear begins to fade, because we are in extreme fear territory in terms of the S&P 500 Fear and Greed Index, I do think that things really heat up. I think that this line of broken support, once again, will be retested as new resistance. I think that, again, this looks pretty crazy. You know, if you're thinking about like a 19-20% move up by the weekend. But again, White House Crypto Summit on the 7th tomorrow. I'm going to be surprised if we rally over the weekend in the wake of this summit, or of what is said during the summit. And zooming out here, that would be very, very good news, because then we would be able to break above. If we do ultimately test this line, we would break above this line of medium-term support. You can see here, this is, I would say, actually pretty long-term at this point. Since mid-January, this line of resistance has been in play. I think we could break above this line of resistance, catalyze that breakout, and that's really what kind of leads me to believe that this could happen. Again, crazy move, crazy parabolic move, but if we do break out from this level of resistance, this yellow line right here, that would catalyze some very, very excited price action. And as we zoom out here, you can see here, Bitcoin is still in this big old megaphone descending channel range, like sideways trading range. It's a bunch of things in a one, but point is, I do think that ultimately Bitcoin makes it to the top end of this trading range. Conservative resistance would take us up to about $105,000 if we were to see it in the week ahead. And ultimately, I think that the momentum will fall back in favor with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will outperform, Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners will outperform most assets in the weeks ahead. And I'm really excited to see what Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners can do. Okay. So that's that, you guys. Once and if, which I think is coming, once and if we break above this line of macro resistance on this longer term megaphone channel. I do think that new highs, I mean, that would take us to new highs technically, but once that happens, things can really start getting exciting. So heads high today. You can see, I mean, miners getting beaten up. I bought more call options. I am bullish. My money's where my mouth is. And, maybe it doesn't work out. That's the trading game. I understand the risk at hand. I'm bullish on Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners in the weeks and months ahead. And I hope you guys are as well. So again, if you guys want to join the trading team, first link in the description of the video. If you guys want to sign up to watch that member exclusive video, along with a lot of trader tips videos I have on just for members only, it's the join button below this video. Just hit join. You can become a member of the channel. And if not, no worries. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about everything we discussed. And I'll catch you next time. Until then, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.